How to get someone at work to like you romantically. There's one moment that can completely change the way someone at work sees you. It's not the first conversation, the first compliment, or even the first time you notice chemistry. It's the moment where the connection either feels safe enough to grow or suddenly becomes uncomfortable. Before that moment happens, you need the right foundation. So today, I'm showing you 6 coworker attraction tips that build interest naturally, and the final point shows how to make sure you don't cross the line at the worst possible moment. 1. Become their favorite low-pressure interaction. Imagine this. It's the middle of a stressful workday. Deadlines are stacking up, someone's inbox is on fire, the meeting ran too long, and everyone looks like they need a vacation. They are not getting anytime soon. Then you walk by, say something warm, simple, and easy, and suddenly the tension drops for a second. That matters more than people realize. Attraction at work often begins when someone associates you with emotional relief. Not intensity, not pressure, not constant flirting, relief. They start to notice that talking to you feels easy. They don't have to perform. They don't have to defend themselves. They don't have to wonder if every sentence is being turned into a romantic test. It's like being at a crowded airport and finally finding a quiet corner where you can charge your phone. That small feeling of calm becomes valuable fast. So how do you do this? Keep your early interactions light, positive, and brief. Ask how their day is going, but actually listen to the answer. Make a small joke when the timing is right. Compliment their effort, not their appearance. Say things like, "You handled that meeting really well," or "That was a smart way to explain it." These comments feel safe because they are rooted in respect. The mistake most people make is trying to create chemistry too soon. They tease too hard, stare too long, message too often, or turn every conversation into a chance to impress. But at work, attraction grows best when the other person never feels trapped in the interaction. If they smile when they see you, linger for a few extra seconds, or start initiating small conversations themselves, that's a sign the emotional temperature is warming up. You're not forcing anything. You're becoming the person they enjoy running into. 2. Let familiarity work in your favor without becoming too available. There's a reason people often develop crushes on coworkers. Familiarity is powerful. The more often someone sees you in a positive context, the more normal it becomes for them to think about you. But there is a difference between being familiar and being everywhere. Being familiar means they see you consistently showing up well. You are friendly in the break room. You contribute in meetings. You stay composed when things get stressful. You say hello when it makes sense. You have small, pleasant moments that build over time. Being everywhere means you keep finding excuses to pass their desk, reply instantly to every message, hover near their conversations, or magically appear wherever they are. That does not create attraction. It creates tension. Think of it like a song. If you hear a good song a few times, it starts to grow on you. But if someone plays it on repeat for 8 hours straight, you start looking for the nearest exit. The goal is to create a steady presence, not an overwhelming one. Let them see that you have your own rhythm. You are warm, but not needy. Available, but not waiting around. Interested, but not orbiting. This balance is attractive because it communicates self-respect. You are not trying to win them over like your entire mood depends on it. A good rule is this: match, don't chase. If they start a conversation, engage. If they ask a personal question, answer and ask one back. If they joke with you, joke back. But if they are short, busy, distracted, or uninterested, give them space without acting offended. That emotional steadiness is underrated. People feel safer becoming attracted to someone who does not punish them for having boundaries. 3. Make them feel seen, not watched. There is a huge difference between paying attention and making someone feel observed. One creates attraction. The other creates discomfort. Making someone feel watched sounds like, "I noticed you left late again last night," or "You always get coffee at exactly the same time," or "I saw who you were talking to earlier." Even when the intention is innocent, it can feel too intense. At work, people already feel monitored by schedules, managers, deadlines, and responsibilities. They don't want a coworker adding to that pressure. Making someone feel seen is different. It means you notice things that reflect their personality, effort, values, or taste, and you bring them up naturally. Maybe they are always the one who makes the team feel organized. You say, "You have a way of making chaotic projects feel manageable." Maybe they are funny in a dry, understated way. You say, "Your comments are always so subtle, but they land." Maybe they care about doing quality work. You say, "I can tell you actually care about getting things right." These observations are powerful because they say, "I see who you are," not, "I am tracking what you do." It's like the difference between someone admiring your playlist and someone reciting your entire listening history. One feels flattering, the other feels like they need a hobby. Romantic interest often grows when someone feels uniquely understood. Most people receive generic attention. They hear, "You look nice," or "You're fun," or "You're cool." Those are fine, but they don't always stick. What sticks is when you notice something specific that other people miss. But don't overdo it. One thoughtful comment has more impact than 5 forced ones. Let it breathe. Give the compliment, then move on. When you don't linger too long waiting for a reaction, it feels confident. And pay attention to how they respond. If they light up, ask follow-up questions, or seem more open with you afterward. That's a good sign. If they seem uncomfortable or give short answers, pull back. Being attractive at work includes having the awareness to read the room. 4. Create positive emotional contrast. Here's something most people don't think about. At work, everyone gets used to seeing each other in one role. The responsible one, the quiet one, the funny one, the stressed one, the helpful one, the person from accounting, the person from sales, the person who always has 3 tabs open and a coffee going cold. Attraction often increases when someone sees a new dimension of you. Maybe they usually see you focused and professional, then one day they see your playful side during a team lunch. Maybe they know you as calm and reserved, then they hear you speak confidently about something you care about. Maybe they see you handle a difficult situation with maturity when everyone else is reacting emotionally. That contrast creates curiosity. They start realizing you are not just a coworker. You are a full person with layers. It's like seeing a plain building every day. Then one evening the lights turn on inside and you suddenly notice the architecture. Nothing changed exactly. You just saw it differently. The key is to reveal more of yourself naturally. Don't perform a personality makeover. Don't suddenly become loud, mysterious, or overly charming because you watched a video about attraction. Instead, let small, authentic details come through. Talk about something you genuinely enjoy. Share a funny story when it fits. Mention a weekend plan that shows you have a life outside work. Let them see that you are not defined entirely by your job title. This is especially important because workplace crushes can get stuck in professional mode. The other person may like you, but only in the category of nice coworker. To shift that, they need small glimpses of who you are beyond productivity. But again, keep it appropriate. You are not turning the workplace into a date. You are simply allowing your personality to show. Warmth, humor, confidence, kindness, and emotional control are all attractive when they appear naturally. And if there is chemistry, these little moments often become the ones they remember later. Not because they were huge, but because they changed the picture. 5. Build trust by being attractive even when you are not trying to attract them. This might be the most important one. People pay close attention to how you behave when you think it doesn't matter. How you talk about coworkers who are not in the room. How you respond when someone makes a mistake. How you treat people who can't do anything for you. How you handle rejection, disagreement, or stress. At work, your character is constantly on display. And for many people, character is what turns casual interest into real attraction. You can be charming in conversation, but if they see you gossiping, mocking others, losing your temper, or acting entitled, that attraction can disappear fast. On the other hand, if they see that you are consistent, respectful, and emotionally mature, they may start feeling something deeper than surface-level interest. It's like reading restaurant reviews before booking a table. The menu might look amazing, but if every review says the service is messy and unpredictable, you think twice. At work, your behavior is the review, so don't only be kind to the person you like, be kind generally. Don't only act confident when they are watching, build real confidence. Don't only respect their boundaries because you're trying to win points. Respect boundaries because that is who you are. This creates a quiet kind of attractiveness. They may not even consciously think, I like this person because they are emotionally safe. They just feel more relaxed around you. They trust your presence. They know you are not going to turn awkward, bitter, or pushy if things don't go your way. That is rare. Another part of trust is discretion. If you and this coworker have a closer conversation, don't immediately broadcast it. Don't tell half the office, I think something is happening. Don't turn small moments into public evidence. The workplace has enough rumors without you feeding them. When someone senses that you can hold a private moment with maturity, they feel safer opening the door a little more. And here's the hidden benefit. Even if romance never happens, this still makes you more respected. You become someone people enjoy being around, working with, and trusting. That kind of reputation is attractive far beyond one crush. 6. Invite, don't corner. At some point, if the connection feels mutual, you may need to create a small opening outside the normal work dynamic. Not a dramatic confession, not a high-pressure speech, just a simple, respectful invitation. Something like, I've enjoyed talking with you. Would you ever want to grab coffee outside work sometime? That's it. Then let them answer freely. If they say yes, great. If they hesitate, seem unsure, or say no, accept it calmly. No convincing, no weirdness, no punishment afterward. The most attractive thing you can do in that moment is show that your respect does not depend on getting the answer you wanted, because workplace attraction only works when both people feel safe choosing it. You can create the opening, but you can't force them through it. But before you ever make that move, you need to know whether the signs are actually there. Because at work, friendliness can look like flirting, politeness can feel like interest, and one good conversation can make you wonder if something more is happening. So if you want to know the difference between normal coworker behavior and real romantic interest, the next video breaks down how to tell if someone at work likes you.